Hopefully this didn't mess up the schedule too much. I wasn't able to go live yesterday, so we're doing our live today instead on building a stronger grip. So I'm going to tell you all about why it's important to build grip strength and some of my favorite ways to do so. There are so many different ways that you can build your grip, and I'm excited to tell you more about those. Also, before we jump into our topic of the day, I want to let you guys know, you may have seen some of my social media posts about it, but I am running another free kettlebell challenge. We did one at the beginning of the year. We're doing one that's a little bit different. It's a little bit longer. So I'm running a free challenge. It's called the 15-Day Fit in 15 Kettlebell Challenge. So what this is about is to help you get consistent with a sustainable exercise routine. It's 15 minutes a day for 15 days. It'll be a follow-along kettlebell workout. You can join for free. All you need is one light to moderate weight kettlebell in order to join. And it's a great way to get started with kettlebells. So if you're completely new to kettlebell training, this is great for you. Even if you're not new to kettlebell training, you're gonna learn some new moves. So I would love for you guys to join me for this challenge. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You don't wanna miss out. I'm gonna drop the link to sign up in the comments here. You have to enter your email and then you'll get daily email reminders each day. It starts March 10th. So that's next Monday, and it'll run from the 10th through the 24th of March. So I'd love for you to join. All you gotta do is click on that link and put your email in and you'll be ready to go. Hi DJ, thanks for joining. Southwest is here, said I must admit I've overlooked grip strength. The good news is you can train your grip strength in many different ways, and I'm going to share some of my favorite ways. I'm going to share just like all the ways that I incorporate grip strength into training. So your training, you don't necessarily need to have a specific like grip strength program or a specific day where you just focus on grip strength, although you can do that if you want to. But in my opinion, it's easier if your grip strength is just worked into your training. So we're going to talk about how you can do that. Before we do that though, we're going to talk about why grip strength is important. And this is probably why this topic was requested, because you'll see different articles out there talking about how grip strength relates to longevity. Okay, so they've done different studies out there that show that grip strength is a predictor of longevity and your biological vitality. If you like to look up, if you like to see the scientific evidence, let me know. I can drop the link in the chat for you. And yeah, so grip is an indicator of overall health and improved daily function. So grip strength has been shown to be linked to reduced risk of falls. Okay, that's important for all of us, especially as we get older. Like nobody wants to fall. Nobody wants to fall. That's not a fun thing at any age, but especially as you get older, okay? And those falls become more dangerous. So grip strength is linked to reduced risk of falls, a stronger immune system. In this day and age, who doesn't want to have a strong immune system? That's going to help you with everything regarding your health. Having a strong immune system is so, so important. Reduced chronic disease risk. That's obviously a big thing in our world today. There's many people have a lot of different chronic diseases, so having strong grip is linked to reduced risk of chronic disease risk, higher muscular strength. Grip strength is also related to higher muscular strength overall, as well as improved mental health. How cool is that? If you got a stronger grip, it indicates that you likely have better mental health as well because of all the other things that come along with having a strong grip. I saw DJ said my 8 kg kettlebell is a standard kettlebell handle. The smaller one I've been using is an adjustment. I go back and forth. Yeah, as I'm going to talk about, kettlebell training is a great way to train your grip, and having different thickness of handles is a good way to switch that up. Absolutely. Oh wow, DJ said probably why the doctor, the ER a couple of years ago had me grip his hands as hard as I could. Yeah, I'm sure it's an important indicator of where you're at, if you're healing or you're injured, recovering, etc. You know, to have an idea of like what's happening with somebody's grip is going to give you an idea of what's going on with them and how well are they functioning. Hi MK, thanks for joining. We're discussing the importance of grip strength. So I think I'm going to go ahead and drop the If you guys want to know kind of the source, like the source that I was looking at for like why is grip strength important, and that it's a predictor of longevity and biological vitality, here's the link to that if you want to check that out. Okay, so we know that a strong grip is linked to reduced risk of falls, a stronger immune system, reduced chronic disease risk, higher muscular strength, and improved mental health. So, how do we train our grip? Does anybody have any thoughts? Do you have any ways that you like to train your grip, or do you have any ideas on how to train grip strength? Let me know in the chat what you think before I share some of the exercises that I like to do to improve grip strength. Any thoughts on improving grip strength? How do you improve your grip strength? Do you guys know what I mean when I say grip strength? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? It's just your grip, but what contributes to that, right? It's going to be essentially your arms, most like your arms, but people generally going to associate grip strength with the forearms. So we're going to talk about how we can train the grip, train the forearms to be stronger today. If you guys have any thoughts, nobody's dropped any yet, but if you have any ways that you train, oh, Adam's got one. Farmer's carries, that's a great one. That's an excellent exercise that I'm going to mention, so you're right on. Anybody else have any favorite ways that they like to train their grip? All right, well, then I'm going to tell you about my favorite exercises to train grip. Okay, so as you guys know, I really love kettlebell training. So kettlebell training is my favorite and the most common way that I train my grip, okay? Any exercise you do with a kettlebell will train your grip. You're holding onto the handle for any length of time, you are training your grip. Okay, but we're gonna talk a little bit more specifically about some different exercises. So some of my favorite exercises are the kettlebell solo exercises, which is the style of kettlebell training that I teach. And we do a lot of different handoffs in kettlebell solo because they're a great way to train your core and train your grip. So a few I'm going to show you here. This most basic one, probably all of you have seen before. They call it either the around the world, I call it the around the body handoff. Okay, so this is probably like number one, my favorite handoff exercise to work on grip strength. Okay, I'm already feeling my forearms here because I did some of these yesterday. Okay, but also a great core exercise. Okay, so this is going to train your grip. Of course, you can vary the weight that you're using. You can vary the stance that you're in to add balance component in addition to working your grip strength. Okay, another exercise that I enjoy is the A-turn handoff. Okay, another one. This one's a little more accessible if you don't have great shoulder mobility and it's hard for you to go like around the back of your body, then the A-turn handoff is kind of a simpler one. You're just bringing it back and forth in front of you. You can also do a U-turn handoff. Okay, this is another one where you're just training kind of the back. Okay, so other types of handoff, which are going to segue into some different exercises. For example, a shin circle. So this is another kettlebell solo exercise, which trains your back, it trains your core, it trains your legs, but it's also a handoff, okay? Because we're handing that bell off back and forth. So it's also training your grip, especially when you do this for, 5 to 10 repetitions each direction, and then you switch sides and you do it on the other leg. You are really working your grip, okay? In addition to that, it really works your entire body because most kettlebell exercises do. Then we have thigh rainbows. Okay, this is another handoff type exercise. You can also do it as a thigh circle, so a full circle here. Another excellent way to work your grip and your entire body that's going to give you very strong forearms, strong shoulders, strong core. We can also do figure eights. You've probably seen this kind of figure eight before. Okay, so this is a great way to train your grip. You can also work a thigh circle figure eight. Okay, and then my personal favorite combines both of these, which is a shin thigh figure eight. Also happens to be an excellent exercise for the legs. Okay, so if you do kettlebell solo training with me, if you take my classes, if you do my programs, you are getting a ton of grip training. So you don't really need to do anything extra. You can if you want, and you have the energy for it and you're able to recover, but you don't need to. So kettlebell solo is a great way to train your grip. All of those exercises I mentioned come up in the classes and programs that I teach. Next, a few upper body exercises that are great for training your grip with a kettlebell, okay? Real simple, bent row, okay? Especially as you go heavier on this exercise, it's really going to train your entire arm, okay? So this one, even if it's not super heavy, but as you go heavier, you're gonna get the forearm more involved, okay? And then I wanna mention bottoms up. Bottoms up is another great way to work on your grip. Bottoms up, you can do bottoms up cleans, okay? So bottoms up clean, you balance that kettlebell. That would be one exercise you could do. Then there'd be, I probably should get down so you can see this one, bottoms up press, okay? Requires a lot of grip strength and good control of that kettlebell. So this, you gotta protect your face. Protect your face in case you do lose a balance with it. If you try this for the first time, make sure you hold your other hand up to kind of spot yourself, okay? Because I don't want anybody hitting themselves in the face with the kettlebell because they saw me do this exercise. So be cautious with that one, but that's a great grip strength exercise. Another one that I really like is doing kettlebell exercises in a crush grip. This is another way you're going to challenge your grip. Again, we do this in kettlebell solo. Like I said, if you do kettlebell solo, we got you covered. You're working your grip strength in every class, in every program. My favorite exercise is the crush grip bicep curl. So you're working your biceps, but in some ways, it's more of a forearm exercise, honestly, because you're having to squeeze that kettlebell in the crush grip. You can also do a crush grip press, okay? So pressing overhead. This is another great one. Works your grip in addition to working your arms, your shoulders, your back, your core. Oh, and you can do crush grip squats as well. So this is another one where now you're adding some grip strength while you're training your lower body as well. Any thoughts? Has anybody gotten any new ideas yet for their grip strength training? Let me know in the chat. Let's see, we're gonna drop a little goal in the chat here. So if we get 5 super chats of light blue or higher in the next 30 minutes, let's say 15 minutes, I'll host a grip strength workout live. Okay, so if you guys want to see a full grip strength workout, we need 5 super chats, $2 or more in the chat in the next 15 minutes. John asked, have you done kettlebell turnovers? I don't know what a kettlebell turnover is, so I'm not sure. Not sure what a kettlebell turnover is. I'm gonna Google it and see if it'll tell me. Oh, I think maybe I know. Oh, you're talking about like the, yes, I have done those before. I think it's, yeah, I think it's a good exercise. I think, again, I think there's so many different ways you can train your grip, and I'm just sharing a few of the things that I like to do, but absolutely welcome to share. Is that one that you like doing, John? Yeah, so that's the one where you turn the kettlebell over. The challenge with that one is you need to have like a light enough kettlebell that you can do that with, because some of the heavier kettlebells is going to be way too much. But yeah, I think that's a good exercise. Go for it. Okay, John hasn't done it in forever. Yeah, I don't do it, but I have done it, but I don't incorporate it into my routine. Like I said, I train mostly kettlebell solo, and everything I do involves grip, or I do some hanging exercises, rings, things like that. So I feel like my grip is very strong without that specific exercise. Okay, so some other grip strength exercises we like, and you guys know these. Okay, it's going to be farmer's carry. Okay, so again, you could do this with 1 or 2 kettlebells. You could either just stand in place or you can walk. I feel like walking a little bit more enjoyable because you're not just standing in one place staring at the clock waiting for the time to run out. So again, 1 or 2 kettlebells. I think it's good to practice both because 1 kettlebell is going to place a different demand on your core than 2 kettlebells. I think a rack carry, this is another good way that you can work on your grip strength, your core strength. Again, you could do 1 kettlebell or 2. You could do an overhead carry. Okay, also going to work on your grip strength. Again, 1 kettlebell or 2, although I would recommend doing it with 1 unless you're super confident with those 2 kettlebells overhead. Always start light, progress slowly. Another carry that you could do is a bottoms up carry. Okay, so like I showed you, bottoms up and then walking with your bottoms up, okay? This is a really tough one, but it's really going to demand a lot of focus and a lot of grip strength. Any other, anybody like carries out there? Let me know if you're a fan of doing farmer's carries or rack carries or overhead carries. Just drop an emoji or something in the chat and let me know. And we got about 11 minutes. If you want to see a full grip strength workout live, we need 5 supers of $2 or more dropped in the chat. Andrew said, good timing. Grip is my failure with kettlebell sport snatch. I got a new PR today with 90 reps, 16 kg. Nice job, Andrew. Andrew, be sure to join me on Thursday. I'm actually doing a kettlebell sport Q&A on Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. I would love to help you out with answering questions about kettlebell sport snatch and grip failing. Okay, so some other exercises that I love for grip strength. Okay, some other dynamic kettlebell exercises. So the dynamic kettlebell exercises are great for your grip as well. And by that, I mean a 2-hand swing, right? Our kettlebell swing is a great way to work on our grip strength. Our single arm swing, maybe even better for working on your grip strength. Of course, we have our cleans as another, and you could do this either kettlebell sport style, or you could do it, you know, kind of hard style or hinge style. And then, of course, we have the snatch. That's another great way to work your grip strength. As Andrew just mentioned, I have done a lot of snatching and cleans and things like that, so those will absolutely work your grip as well as swings also. You could also, if you don't know the technique for those exercises, you could work on a 2-hand clean, a little bit easier here. Straight up, straight down. Okay, another dynamic exercise that's going to be great for building your grip strength. MK's a fan of the farmer carry, so is Smash U2. Khalid said, I joined the gym, but I'm facing a lot of pain nowadays. Is it okay or not? Khalid, are you talking about being sore or feeling pain from stiffness or injury? Because it depends. In general, I would say, no, it's not normal to have a lot of pain. It's probably not a good thing. You probably want to figure out how you can reduce or eliminate your pain. Okay, so next portion I want to talk about, we're going to move away from the kettlebells and move on to some other types of training that are great for the grip. So I got to show you my setup here. Okay, so this is my Beyond Balance saw bar, fitness station, rings. This is a Pilates bar, but I'm going to take this off because we don't need this right now. Okay, so hanging is one of the best things you can do for training your grip, okay? So whether that's hanging supported, like if you can't do a full hang yet, that's a-okay. You can hang on either rings or a bar with your feet on the ground, okay? This is going to be a great starting place to work towards grip strength with hanging, plus it's really good for your back and your shoulders, and you can work towards a full hang with your feet not touching the ground. Okay, there's different exercises. You can do whatever kind of hanging, whether it's doing some shrugs while you're hanging, or circles while you're hanging, or hanging knee raises while you're hanging, or single leg hanging knee raises, or working towards doing a single arm hang, or doing some little switches there. Okay, lots of different ways to work your grip. Again, you want to start slow and progress as opposed to just jumping in and trying to hang from one arm. Okay, not a good idea. You want to take your time and progress. Okay, so the other exercise I want to show you besides hanging, ring training. Ring training is one of the best ways to train your grip. Let me tell you, I don't think my forearms have ever been stronger than when I was doing a lot of ring training. Like, my forearms were massive. My grip was super, super strong. So ring training, if you're trying to increase your grip strength and you have access to rings, awesome. I realize not everybody has access to rings, but if you do, it's a great way to train your grip strength. The only challenge of rings is getting them to be even when you adjust them. That is your biggest challenge with rings. It's my biggest challenge with rings. All right, let me, okay, so one of the best ways to train your grip is by learning, on the rings, is by learning false grip. Okay, false grip is when you're holding the ring like this. Okay, this is a false grip where your wrist is kind of up high like this, and the ring is resting on the outside of your palm. Okay, this is going to give you a killer strong grip because your forearm is super engaged in this false grip position. So how to start working on false grip, because it can be really painful at first. It's also essential if you ever want to do a muscle up on a ring or more advanced skills. So if you're ring training, you need to know how to false grip, okay? One way you can just start is just like this, other hand over, and slowly working to straighten your arm so that your body gets used to being flexible in this position and being able to hold this false grip position. Okay, and then as you get stronger, you can work towards, hanging with your false grip, with feet on the floor and eventually without. And then you can work towards being able to do like a muscle up and things like that on the rings. Another way that you can train your false grip without it being quite as complicated as like doing a muscle up is, this is a really good exercise to train your forearms. I gotta adjust my camera a little bit. Somebody asked if this is my own home gym. Yes, it is. Okay, so here, really killer way to train your forearms, train your grip, okay? I can already, my forearm's already getting bigger as we speak just by doing that a couple times, okay? So that is a great exercise there. Another way that you can use the rings to train your grip is by working towards a support hold. And again, this is something that you would initially do with feet either on the floor or on a box or something else to support you, and then working up towards being able to support yourself and eventually turn your hands forward. Okay, this is like a killer upper body workout. Great way to train your grip. So again, a lot of different things you can do on the rings. Then the stall bar itself, everything you do on the stall bar will train your grip, just like rings, just like kettlebells. So this stall bar has been the best addition to my home gym. It's by Beyond Balance. I love them because they don't use any harsh chemicals. They use mineral oil on the stall bars. Such a great tool to have at home and really like makes you want to work out. If it's just in the middle of your living room, you're like, I want to work out all the time. It's like a playground. So stall bar, another great way to train your grip. Then we have Kettlebells are another great way to train your grip. Okay, I only have kind of this like heavy one, but there's different weight Kettlebells. But this is a great tool to train your grip. You can do things like 360s. Hopefully I don't hit my rings back there. 360s are an excellent way to work your grip. It does take a bit of technique, but even just like holding the Kettlebell like this and squatting or stuff like that is going to be a great way to train your grip. If you had a light enough Kettlebell, you could kind of do exercise like this. This one's too heavy for me to do that, but if you have a lighter Kettlebell, anything you do with the Kettlebell will train your grip. Another great tool to have for grip strength and shoulder mobility and strength in general. Dumbbells. Dumbbells are a great tool to work on your grip strength. John, a couple people here said a great tool for home defense. Yes, Kettlebell, great tool for home defense as well. And for our dumbbells, let's see what I want to show you. Oh, for dumbbells, or you could do this with a barbell as well. But you can, if you're specifically looking to strengthen your fingers, which would be especially for those like snatch, kettlebell sport snatch athletes, this is a great exercise. You can do it like behind your back with a barbell, so it's a little heavier. And you're essentially doing like a finger curl. I feel like it works a little bit better with a barbell. Same, you could work like a wrist curl here. Okay, where you're just working on like curling up. This is going to specifically target your forearms as well, kind of similar to like a false grip, where you're just working on your, really specifically on your forearms. Yeah, I think doing heavy shrugs with, if you have two heavy dumbbells or kettlebells, doing just shrugs. I mean, in addition to working your upper back, it's going to work your grip a lot. And another way that you can work your grip that's pretty fun. You ever seen one of these? Camille said, what about forearm rotations with empty barbell? Sure, yeah, you could do that. Again, there's so many ways you could train your grip. I don't have a barbell up here, so I'm not going to show anything with a barbell, but you absolutely could use a barbell to train your grip as well. I mean, heavy deadlifts will train your grip, overhead presses will train your grip, etc. So these are pretty fun, just fun little grip strength tool. You try to close it. I can't quite close this one because it's really heavy, but another fun way to train your grip where you can either go for reps or you can squeeze and hold. And I dare you to like not scrunch up your other hand because it's really hard not to, but this is a really fun tool. So if you've never tried one of these guys, I recommend. It's fun. You could take it on your travels. You could take it wherever you want. Camille said, I got one of those as well. I love farmer's walks with dumbbells. Yep, farmer's walks are an excellent exercise. I feel like that's probably one of the main exercises people use to train your grip, which is great. Oh yeah, do them upside down like that way. Yeah, I do that too sometimes. I feel like that's kind of easier. Maybe not. Any other thoughts? Any other questions on grip strength? That was kind of like everything that I wrote down as far as grip strength goes. Of course, again, there's many other ways that you can train your grip. If you are strength training and you're holding some kind of weight, you are training your grip. So don't worry. You are getting those benefits, those health and longevity benefits if you are doing strength training and you're a trainer.